What up, y'all? Happy Monday. So I know it's taking me some time to come here with this video. I've been saying I was going to do this video for 2 months and I ain't did it yet. But today, I just felt drawn. So, you know, when stuff come to me, I don't always feel the need to like come public with it and say stuff. But I'll talk to people around me or people in my family about stuff. I'll tell them stuff, right? So I just want to talk to y'all for a second and just talk to y'all about the stuff that's been coming to me and the stuff I've been seeing flashing across the timeline all month long. All right. So back in December, I don't remember the exact date. I just know it was in December. I kept on texting my cousin in Atlanta asking him, was everybody all right? You know, because when the ancestors start surrounding me, I know what that means. They were coming to get somebody, right? So I'm under the impression that they was coming to get maybe one of my grandmother's sisters, one of my great aunts or whatever, because he kept saying everybody was good. Now, I dreamt that my mother had dropped dead and we was at her funeral. And then it was like, so y'all know how you can dream something in a dream and start switching to another dream. It'll like flash to another dream, like you moving to another scene. And then I remember we was like, it looked like downtown Atlanta, downtown Chicago or something like that. But I remember it was this big old brown building and I remember seeing a plane fall out of the sky, right? It was like how y'all know how y'all see those jets, those military planes. It was like those types of planes, but they kept falling out the sky, right? So I got up and I called my aunt, my auntie Net. I said, I asked her, has she talked to my mother? Because I don't talk to my mother because she too nerve-wracking for me. So I had to call my aunt and ask her, has she talked to her? And she was like, yeah, you know, she was getting ready to go to Atlanta. You know, come to find out, the person that my family was coming to get was my cousin. All right. And he was on the younger side. But that's who they was coming to get. Or whatever. So, to make a long story short, I asked her, I said, well, do you know if she driving or is she flying? And my mother, I guess, was down south. I think she was in Alabama. So, she was right there. So, I was like, okay. So, I called my Uncle Troy. And I asked him, was he going to our cousin's funeral? He said, yeah. I said, how you getting there? He said that he was going to fly. So instantly I got nervous and I got worried about it, you know, because of that dream, because I didn't know why I had this damn dream. It was unusual, but I didn't know, you know, what to allude it to, because I was like, I don't know what the hell, dreaming planes is falling off the sky. That just didn't make sense to me. And I didn't want my uncle to get on a plane, but I couldn't tell him, you know, that I dreamt about it, because, you know, he's one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and you know how religious people are and how they feel about people like me. Okay, so I didn't tell him, but I promise you I was nervous. I was like, I don't want Uncle Troy getting on that damn plane. But make a long story short, he got on the plane. He was good. So I was like, okay, well, I don't know what I was dreaming about. Fast forward, this stuff started happening. I'm looking at it and I'm just like, wow, okay. This is what you was dreaming about. This is why it didn't make sense to you, because it didn't apply to you personally. Cool. So then, fast forward, I started having visions, and I kept seeing a White House upside down. And then I kept seeing, I was like having a vision of this big, tall cathedral church that don't look like it's nowhere in America. So this church looked like it could have been in the Vatican. But I remember the cathedral, the ceilings was real cathedral, and they were real tall. And I remember I was sitting in the church looking at it, and something just caved in. The ceiling just caved in. I saw the cross and everything. So fast forward, and then all this stuff with Trump started going on. So now I'm like, okay, now I understand why I'm seeing all of this stuff. Right, boom. The White House being turned upside down obviously was a depiction of him, you know, what he called cleaning out the country. All right, because I didn't know what the hell that meant. I was like, the White House, why is it upside down? Or whatever. So now, then, after that, I started having this dream. I had this dream, right? It was an ancestor that came to me. Now, this looked like an ancestor from maybe like the 1500s. He was real dark skinned and he had a head wrap on. He was like, and he was carrying a Quran, right? and he looked like he was coming out of a temple. And he walked over to me, and I looked at him, and he said, do you know what this is? And he took the Quran and he showed it to me. He said, this book is supposed to lead you to science. And then he said, the Bible is supposed to lead you back to yourself, but it's leading people to destruction. And I was like, okay. And then he started showing me the sun. So I'm looking at the sun, and it looked like I saw like energies emanating from the sun. And he was like, y'all still don't even know where y'all from. And he was talking about us, the melanated people. He was like, y'all still don't know where y'all from. And we started emanating from the sun. And so I woke up out of that dream like, okay. And then from that, yes, come on. Hold on, because kids always got to interrupt you. So anyway, so now he looked like he was a Moor because he had this wrap on. And about last month, I want to say. Now, all this stuff I said I was going to be doing videos that I never did. So I'm just putting all of this that was happening at different times coming to me in one video. So stay with me, y'all. Stay with me. So now, from the plane falling to my cousin transitioning to the White House being turned upside down to, oh my God, if they come out here one more goddamn time. Okay, anyway. Where was I at? So anyway, then it gets to, I'm sitting in the living room. This is when all those fires was going on in California, right? And I started getting lightheaded, so I needed to sit down. And then I started having a vision that I was on a boat. And I just kept seeing myself floating around my own neighborhood on a boat, right? I said, this looked like a flash flood or something. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, we going to get a canoe. I called my kids. I said, y'all come here right now. I called my kids in the living room. I said, we need to go to the Army surplus store and get a canoe. And they said, why? I said, because I just seen a vision that I was floating around in water, right? And I told a few other people, like, y'all better start going to get some canoes and some generators and start getting ready. You know, I kept seeing myself climbing out of my top window, y'all. I don't know if y'all can see it, but the top window. So I kept seeing a vision of myself climbing out of that window, and I had onto a boat, and we was just sailing down. I was like, what the fuck? How about today? This is what made me do this video, because I'm like, if I see one more damn thing fly across my timeline that I done already had a vision or a dream about, you know what? What now? God damn. Don't ask me nothing else. I'm gonna have to edit my video. Anyway, so today, I'm sitting at the hut getting something to eat, right? I'm looking at the damn news. I see them come on there talking about water and flooded all over Southwest Detroit. So I called my son. I was like, did you see the news? He said, I seen it on TikTok. I said, do you remember when we talked about this just last month? He was like, yeah, that's the first thing I thought about when I seen it. So all of this stuff that's coming to me, it's just every time something come to me and I don't do a public video about it, I see the shit floating around on my timeline all the time. The only people that I may say something to be my kids or somebody else that I know if I don't publicly say something. But I'm saying all of this to say that I also feel like whatever is going on with Trump, I'm finna tell y'all something else that came to me. I feel like he's working on getting rid of white people. And when I say white people, I'm not talking about individual people. I'm talking about the concept of white. I feel like he's getting rid of that. I feel like he's eliminating whiteness. He's trying to eliminate whiteness. If you get where I'm coming from, if you follow me, the concept of it. He's trying to destroy that. And the fact that I saw the White House, the vision of the White House turned upside down, that would be something being reversed. That's being reversed. So whatever, I feel like Trump is trying to change history. I feel like he's trying to rewrite history and change history. Okay? I definitely feel like he's trying to make a mark on his legacy by doing what he's doing or whatever. And somehow I feel like at some point he's going to go after religion, because I kept seeing the vision of that tall cathedral that looked like it was in the Vatican. All right? Because there ain't no church like that nowhere in America. I'm sorry. And I ain't been everywhere in America, but it just didn't, I didn't feel America when I was seeing it, when I was in the midst of this vision. And those ceilings was just like, who could even get up there? It was too much. That was something of the Vatican. I feel like Trump is going to go after religion. And I feel like he's going to start in the Vatican for whatever reason. I don't know why that's coming to me, but that's what came to me. And I also feel like somehow the Nation of Islam is going to play some sort of significant role in all of this. Because while all of this stuff was coming to me, that is when this ancestor showed up to me in this turban, or he had on a fez or something on his head, but he was carrying a Quran, and he was coming out of like a temple. And he literally said to me, I mean, his skin was so dark and, ooh, it's giving me chills thinking about it. But he said to me that this is supposed to lead you to science. I don't know what's in the Quran because I've never read it. But I do know that Allah and Alat and all of that does pertain to the moon. And the moon goddess from Mesopotamia was originally called Sin, which is something that religion has taken and turned into something completely different. Now, in tarot and astrology, the moon hides things. The moon hides secrets. The moon hides intentions. So with sin is something that people normally do in the dark. People normally do it behind closed doors, right? It's normally have to be a confession. This is why they say confess your sins to, your pastor, your father, whoever your leader is in most religions, right? And then you have to go through something called penance. And penance means your punishment, whatever the consequences of your sin may be. And they would make you wear these hoods, which is where the KKK got all of this from, these hoods. And you had to hide your face so that people couldn't see who it was that was in penance. This is where they get penitentiary from. See, all of these concepts they brought from over there, from the Vatican over here, and spread it across all over the world, all over the planet, their ideas of all of this stuff, right? So I feel like whatever this is that's been coming to me, the exposure to a lot of things going on in the Nation of Islam, the Nation of Islam is getting ready to go through another awakening. And I mean, it's getting ready to break up a lot of their old ways of thinking and a lot of their old belief systems, because this is what this ancestor was showing me. Why would he come to me with a damn gone Quran and tell me that this is supposed to lead you back to science and astrology? Here we go again with this Muslim stuff. I'm not Muslim. So I have been to the mosque, because when I was dreaming about this stuff for the last 3 years, I was like, okay, I'm being led here, but why? You see what I'm saying? So all of this stuff that's been coming into fruition, I felt like at this point it was time for me to speak and say what's coming to me. But Trump, with that White House being turned upside down and me having a vision of that cathedral falling and that vision of the canoe and all of that stuff, and I'm looking at all this stuff happen, and I got witnesses. I got receipts. Because everybody who I done talked to, they see my Facebook page. I got receipts, okay? But it just trips me out how all this stuff can hit me back in the face like that. And it's just like, wow, okay. All right, ancestors, I see y'all. I see you, divine. I see you, but why am I the one seeing this? Why am I foreseeing all of this? But now it's just time for me to speak. So I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all better start getting y'all generators together and go invest in some canoes. Okay, because this was a wake-up call, because I said last month that I was going to go to the Army surplus store and get a canoe, and I didn't do it. Whatever that water main break was, it didn't hit my area, but it could have, and it still might, okay? It still might. Go invest in y'all some canoes. Get y'all butts to them surplus stores. Get y'all at least 2-3 generators. Put them in the layaway. Get y'all some flashlights, some candles, and stock up on y'all artillery function. Okay, keep some of that around the house too. I'm just saying, but I really think what I feel like all of this is saying to me is that there's getting ready to be a cleansing of all of this, not just the government, but just the earth, period. All of it, the purging and releasing. Because Age of Aquarius is all about purging and releasing. Age of Aquarius is all about healing. Age of Aquarius is all about justice. Age of Aquarius is all about enlightenment. It's all about spirituality. For those who understand tarot, when you look at the star card, okay, that's Aquarian energy. Those stars, they have 7 stars on it. Those 7 stars represents the 7 lampshades, and the 7 lampshades in the Bible is significant for the 7 churches, right? And it's also significant for light workers, for those that's carrying the messages, carrying messages to the four corners of the earth, which is what you hear people saying, light workers or chosen ones. That's what they're doing, breaking up generational curses in their family. Everybody has a chosen one in their family or in their circle somewhere. And what they're doing is, those are usually the ones that don't nobody want to hear what you have to say. They ignore you. They turn a blind ear. They telling you think you know everything because you got privilege to certain, access to certain information that they may have a problem with, or, you may have a certain ability that may not go along with their belief system and all of that type of stuff. Or you may have been the black sheep of your family, the one that everybody treated different, the one that everybody was indifferent to, the one everybody was mean to, okay? The one that everybody saw the beauty in, saw the light in, but never gave you credit for your stuff, never gave you credit for your beauty, never gave you credit for who you are. Some of those people right now are the ones that's being uplifted and anointed right in front of those people's faces, in front of their family, in front of the people they grew up with, in front of their childhood friends and all of that. A lot of people are separating from what they've always known. And some people are afraid to do it, but I'm gonna tell you, if you are being called to be pulled away from something you've been in for a long time or been around for a long time with, then there have been no growth in it, and you refuse that, you're signing your own death certificate. That's all you're doing, because you're going to put yourself in the position to where you're not going to make the right choice, or you're not going to make a choice at all, and then the universe is going to make it for you, and it ain't going to be the one you want. Ain't going to be the one you want. But anyway, I ain't going to keep y'all long. I just came here to share that because it's been weighing on me for the last 2 months, and I'm kind of getting sick and tired of seeing all of this stuff fly past my face, and I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? My kids coming to me like, Ma, didn't you? Yeah, we just talked about this last month. I seen it, or whatever. But get them generators, y'all. Y'all better get y'all battery packs together. Every size battery, get y'all, I'm telling you, I'm not exaggerating. Y'all better get y'all at least 5 or 6 to 10 flashlights. Get it. Get y'all flashlights together. Get y'all generators together. Get this stuff together, y'all, because we're going to need it. We're just going to need it, because nothing can get better before it has to get worse before it gets better. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm saying it to where there are going to be certain comfortabilities that's going to be taken from us in order to get us back into the balance that we need. But I'm going to also tell you like this, those 7 lampshades, that's us. That's us. Everything is being reset back to its natural state. And this is something that we've been talking about for like the last year, especially last year, going into this year. We in the year 9, the number 9. We in the year, I want to say the Hermit. Is that the Hermit? I think the number 9, if it's either the number 7 or the number 9 is Hermit. I think number 7 is Chariot. So no, we in the year of the Hermit. So a lot of people are going within, gaining clarity, gaining that inner wisdom and that inner knowing, and they putting 2 and 2 together. And they realizing math ain't been mathing for a long time now. Okay? It ain't been mathing for a long time now. So we're in the age of the star. So y'all, please take note of the people that's around you, that's bringing you certain information or saying certain things to you that may not be familiar to your ears. Take your time and look into it. Take your time and look into it. Don't take it for granted, because we are in a year of purging and releasing. So it's going down. But Trump, he's getting rid of white. He's getting rid of white people. He's getting rid of whiteness, period. Just sit back and watch.